Once upon a time, two retired teachers decided to convert their garage into a pottery studio. Along with their daughter and son, they built a business around the idea that the world could use a little more art and a lot more artists. We're the Kaya family. Welcome to Wocky Pots. Hi everybody, how you doing? How you been? How are things? Shane and Diana here with coffee time number 49 at Wocky Pots Studio. Lots of stuff to talk about today.
Yes. Thinking about it, I really thought last week there hadn't been a lot going on, and then I started looking back at all my notes, and I was like, oh, there was a lot going on.
Quite a bit. In fact, I'm sure everybody can see one of the things that was going on last week.
Yes, we had a bisque load, and this is what came out of the bisque load, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. We did make 41 pieces of pottery last week.
Not too bad.
So no room on the table for that, but some of it was ornaments, some of it were little fish trinket dishes, and we'll show a picture of those.
Sure.
And then also could be a salt box or a dip crock, a couple of those as well.
And Carolyn was in the studio making some things.
Yes.
Also, she's going to be giving out some ceramic gifties for Christmas.
Yes, and she did a great job. She had drawn a deer that she wanted to use on her things, and we somehow managed to use the Cricut cutter to cut out the outer part of that.
It's probably a little early for us to show you a picture of it right now.
Yeah.
It's just greenware, drying clay. I don't know that you'd be able to see it, but
once it gets
for sure you'll be able
along,
to.
But anyway, but it's very nice. But she's done some mugs and some oval dishes and stuff, and I can't say who they're for because they're gifts and they could be watching, but
She and James were here a couple times, and they worked so hard. They did a good job.
They did, and it was very nice because she was here quite a bit last week visiting because of that. So.
Yep. All right. So what do we need to talk about besides that?
Okay. Well, we had our art class last week.
Right.
And this week we do not have an art class because it's our Thanksgiving this week. But the art class last week focused on color theory.
Right. So we talked about complementary colors, and we did a little project that was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, they did. They had a good time, and it was something that they could take back with them and repeat multiple times.
I'm not sure if we're able to. If we are able to, I will include a picture of it. I don't know if we have any remaining
I'm not
examples
sure about that. We kind of got ahead of ourselves. And we did have the craft fair that was at NASA.
Right. Went to the NASA Wallops Island Flight Facility, set up at their holiday craft fair. And we only had one table, but it was great. We had a really good time. We're only there for a couple of hours. But it was a very successful small event. So glad
we got our little official badges, and the guard had to check us in.
It's our very first secure location to do a show.
So that was neat. It was very enjoyable, and they said that they would love to have us again next year. So we'll be going back. And that pretty much was our week last week.
It was a pretty busy week.
Do you want to share a challenge and a highlight from last week? I think you were saying to me you had both.
I have both the challenge and a highlight, and both of them were from today. So,
which is technically last week because we hadn't done coffee time.
Right. So this morning, I woke up and I met my friend James and his son Zach at the crack of dawn. And we went squirrel hunting, and let me just say we had a blast. We went one of our public wildlife areas, and we had a lot of fun tromping through the woods. Lots of cool things. James found a turtle shell that he took home with him, and that was definitely a highlight. It was one of the coolest things that I did all week. It had been a long time since I had been tromping around in the woods. So that was definitely a highlight. And as far as the challenge goes, well, let me just say, the squirrel population in the surrounding area is in no danger. We did not get a squirrel. In fact, we only saw one or maybe two squirrels the whole time, and I'm kind of convinced that it's some kind of squirrel holiday thing. James thinks that might be Squirrel Thanksgiving, and they're taking the day off, and that's why we didn't see any. But
well, and I've also let him know he is not allowed to even look at my squirrels because we have many squirrels.
It would not be,
but I have them all named.
It would not be sporting for me to hunt the squirrels around our property because they are not afraid of people at all.
No, and I have such chubby squirrels.
Yeah, they're well fed. So that was my highlight and my challenge, and that was this morning, today.
Yes. Well, I had a highlight last week, and my highlight last week was we went to the movies. We saw Red One.
Right, a very good movie.
I realized I had not been to the movie theater in a year.
It's been a minute, right?
And so it was like, oh wow, this was really fun. And then I've also had a challenge too. It wasn't the same thing like yours was, but for me, it's this. I have this feeling of being unfocused right now in the studio. It's very hard for me to get going, and the clock starts looking like it's 9 o'clock, and and I'm not out here yet, and it's very strange. I don't know if it's because winter's coming on, and I'm just sitting there reclined with my coffee and my puzzle.
Well, we did say we needed to take a little bit of a break and slow down for the month of November, and I think we are doing a good job with that. Now, we haven't been taking too much time off because we still have lots of pottery.
We do. I guess I'm still so used to that, getting so much out because of the market, and now we're just starting to build up stock and stuff.
Which we do need to talk about that, about what's in front of us here. This is some of our latest work that will be glazed soon. Did you want to transition into that?
Well, how about we go ahead and talk about our fun facts in pottery first.
Okay, right. So we're trying a new thing today. Fun facts in pottery.
Yes. Okay. Because, sometimes folks ask us a question, sometimes we have the map update, and then sometimes we share a fun fact. Well, I had been listening to a podcast, and the podcast was so funny because the lady said, let's focus on the superlatives. And I'm like, what are they going to talk about? And basically it was the most and the least and the best. And I thought, you know what? I can talk about that with pottery.
All right. So what are we going to talk about?
Yes.
With superlative pottery.
So the largest.
The largest what?
It's a ceramic vase. It's a ceramic pot.
Okay,
basically.
the largest ceramic vessel.
It's called the World Pot, and it was finished in 2020. It's actually in the Guinness Book of World Records. So it is confirmed.
And we will definitely show a picture of that.
And it was done in Botswana. It stands over 11 feet tall. Wow. And 24 feet wide, and it has been fired, so it literally is usable.
So this giant pot is bigger than our whole studio, literally bigger than our whole studio.
Yes, so I thought that was really interesting. But I couldn't do the largest without also doing the smallest.
Okay, so I have an idea. We've got a little bit of a difficulty with the smallest one. You said something about there not being a picture existing.
There's no picture of it in existence. In fact, you have to look at it through an electron microscope.
Okay, so I need a little more information about this world's smallest piece of pottery.
Yes, and in fact, it is a ceramic jar.
Okay.
And it was 3D printed by scientists at the Leiden University in the Netherlands.
So you're talking about a 3D printer that was placing ceramic material, clay material that could be fired. Okay.
Yes. This was also in 2020, so it's kind of funny that we have the largest and the smallest both in 2020. It is only 1.2 microns tall. Well, for me, that didn't mean anything. So what I found out is that it is smaller than a grain of sand. That I could relate to. So, but it is not visible with the naked eye.
Wow, that's pretty tiny.
It is very, very tiny. That's amazing to me that something like that can be in existence.
Yep. So now you have the largest pottery
Yes.
currently in existence and the smallest pottery currently in existence.
Yes.
Very, very cool.
So I thought that was pretty fun.
Yep.
Yes.
Very nice, fun
So-
facts.
Alrighty, so now we get to talk about this week.
Okay, let's talk about this week.
Alrighty. And this week, here it is, because we have to glaze these pieces. And in fact, there are 83 pieces sitting in front of
83
us.
pieces of ceramic material in front of us,
Yes.
and we need to glaze all of this by when?
Tomorrow night.
How is that even possible? That is insane that we should be able to glaze all of this stuff by tomorrow
Well,
evening.
I'm not sure it will all get done by then, but we have to get it going in the kiln so that it'll be ready for the Holly Market
And
on
this is a
Saturday.
kiln load when it comes to glazing. That I don't know that
Yes.
we can fit all this stuff in
Yes,
because
we'll
all these
see.
things that are stacked, the ornaments, when we glaze
Yeah.
them, we can't stack them on top of each other. The only thing we could possibly do is hang them on our jewelry racks if we wanted to. But I don't know that we would.
But
save
a
that
lot
much
of times
room.
when we have the mugs and things, there's always a little extra hole,
Right.
between mugs that we might be able to shove them in
Ornaments in.
between. Yes.
But that is a
So,
lot of
but yes,
pottery.
it really is. So I'm excited to see my big crock and my sweater mugs.
Yeah, and that's your new design of your
Yes.
sweater mug with the more rounded out.
Put down. Yes.
profile.
So and your soup bowls
Right,
and the lids.
and all of these turned out really, really
Yes.
well. I've got 3 different lidded vessels. 2 of them are soup bowls,
Mm-hmm.
and the third one here is a sugar dish for a sugar creamer set that I made. This is the set here.
Yeah.
I really can't wait to see this. And also some of the coolest mugs I've made. These are really nice mugs. I'm very anxious to see these all glazed and out on a table. I think they're gonna look beautiful. Can't wait.
Yeah. So we've got lots of things to keep us busy.
I just noticed this. This was the bowl that I threw on my kick wheel when I
Yeah.
first got that ancient kick wheel that I'm not yet finished repairing. But I made this bowl shape, and then I put holes in it for a little berry bowl. This is going to
That's
be
really
very
cute.
pretty. Yep, that's going to be very
It
pretty.
would be just the right size for an individual serving of strawberries, or
Blueberries or whatever.
blueberries.
It's
Yes, I
it's going
love
to be
it.
it's going to be really, really great.
Yes. So, but we've got our work cut out for us the rest of today and tomorrow because
Glazing fools, you guys. That's us. Glazing
because
fools.
we rarely ever dip.
Mm-hmm.
We generally brush all of our glazes on. I just like being in control. I
Right.
guess a little too much for the
Mm-hmm.
dipping. And I keep saying that I'm going to dip more, but you know what? I really enjoy the brushing of the glazes on. And it's just another way that my hands are touching the piece. And
Well, we'll see
So-
what we are able to get in that kiln. But like I
Yes.
said, I'm not sure, even if we did glaze all of these things, that we would have room for them. This tray that the trinkets are sitting
Mm-hmm.
on is huge. That takes up half of a shelf all by itself.
yes. So, but we'll see. We're going to give it a shot and
Mm-hmm.
we'll see how many of these pieces can go. And then, other than that, for the rest of this week, I simply want to enjoy Thanksgiving.
Right. It would be a great holiday. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think we're doing a turkey this year. I think we're going to do ham. We certainly aren't going to be eating any squirrel.
I wouldn't anyway.
Wouldn't any.
No.
That doesn't sound right.
But we'll be having Haymans, which is something that you can only get here.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with them, but it's a kind of sweet potato, like a yam, but it's much paler and with a different taste than normal sweet potatoes.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's Thanksgiving's always my favorite holiday anyway.
Peanut butter pie.
Oh yes.
Got to make my
And
peanut
a
butter pie.
homemade apple pie.
Yeah, I think that's going to
Yes.
be the ticket.
Or maybe pecan pie.
Or pumpkin.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Oh,
Anyway,
I don't know. There's so many pies to
we
choose
know
from.
for sure the peanut butter pie.
Yes.
And then we'll have one other pie of
Yes.
some kind.
So we'll play some games. We'll put up the Christmas tree.
Yep, for sure.
And just enjoy spending time together and it'll be a good thing.
It will be a
So-
wonderful holiday. And that's all we have coming up this week until Saturday, which is the Holly Market at the Chincoteague Island Farmers and Artisans
Yes.
Market.
And this will be out in time, so this will be with our fresh from the kiln sign.
Right.
So
All of this will be fresh from the
Yes.
kiln, and we have still our other pottery that we'll set up with it.
Yes.
I don't think we have to worry about filling up our tables. I think we're gonna.
No, I think the tables will be pretty full, but the one thing that's going to be missing from the table is bowls.
Yeah, we sold all of our bowls at the NASA event.
Yes.
And we do have 1 or 2 bowls here with lids, right?
Yes.
And we do have that bowl that we want to reglaze.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but our normal size soup bowls, all 3 of those sold.
So
We only had 3, and all 3 of them sold.
So, but other than that, I think we are going to be done today.
Yeah, it's going to be a good week, and we have lots ahead of us. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
I don't think so. I just know I have to get busy.
Got to get busy glazing.
Got to get busy.
All right, you guys, thanks so much for watching. We
That cute
appreciate
little
each
gingerbread
and
man.
every one of you. Diana's showing off her awesome gingerbread men.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see these pieces all finished. They're going to be absolutely fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and sign it out and get busy glazing.
Yes,
Think we should
sounds
do that?
good.
All right. Again, do hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. And toodaloo, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Take care. See you later. Have a fantastic day, no matter where you're at. Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.